Hello everyone, today I will be reading GTA Online's negative reviews so you do not have to. I will then discuss the review further and kind of pick apart and understand why the reviewers said what they said and kind of get into the mind of what they said and try to justify maybe someone else's side. So let's get into it and hopefully you all enjoy. All these reviews come from Xbox and my current setup currently does not allow for recording outside of a game. So here I just went in my notes and wrote down the review word for word and I'm just going to do it that way. So this review is titled Updated Review as of LS Wars, probably LS Drug Wars or LS Mercenaries, something like that. Or that would be Southern San Andreas Mercenaries, but regardless, still not worth 30 USD. This age is still the worst spot GTA has ever been in. So let's unpack this first sentence. From a quality standpoint, I will agree that this is probably the worst state GTA Online has been in for a while. There are flashes of brilliance every now and then, like the Tuners update. That was a highly requested update for years and years and years and years, and Rockstar actually gave it to us, which is nice. And they do occasionally do this. They do listen to the community and release updates that the community wants, but they only do this every so often, unfortunately. And from a business standpoint, this makes almost no sense because you should, in business, always listen to what the consumer is saying because that is how you make the most money. If a consumer wants only apples and you sell oranges, why, you're not going to make money. That's kind of a dumb reference point, but you get what I mean. Rockstar knows what kind of updates we want and what we want to see. Cops and Robbers, for example, has also been requested for years and years and years. That particular update I don't think will work well with GTA Online because it's a criminal game and to have cops in it would be kind of weird, but Rockstar will never do that update most likely. But Rockstar does do these updates that we want every so often. But since the Tuners update, I will argue that they haven't really done that, and I don't see them doing that in the future, but maybe this winter or maybe next summer they will do a similar type of update. They then go on to say dozens of actual harmful glitches roam around still while Rockstar does everything they can to fix a harmless visual glitch on cars. Think of a merge glitch compared to a god mode glitch. This I do understand as well. I think Rockstar is way too picky on what they update and what they don't patch out of the game. Like harmless glitches like this that are visual, like the duffel bag or Benny's glitches, they should just make it a feature, period, and then you won't have to worry about patching it out whenever a new method comes out because it's already available. And that could easily solve this whole part of the review, this whole part of the conversation, but Rockstar probably will never do that because they've had their chance with Benny's when they first added Benny's Original Motorworks to add it to every car, but they didn't. I do agree that they do need to work on, orbital cannon glitches and god mode glitches run rampant so often on console. I can't even imagine what PC is like. They do need to work on this a lot. They then go on to say PvP still relies on abusing mechanics like heist warps, DDoSing, the orb cannon, rocket spams, and even infinite off-the-radar glitches. And from a technical standpoint, I do understand that PvP does rely on some of those methods, but they word it here like that's intended to be the case. It is not intended that you are supposed to do heist warps to move around or infinite off-the-radar glitches or anything like that. Nonetheless, DDoSing, which on console is very popular. I'm not sure how popular it is on PC because I believe on PC you can actually pull people's IPs easier, but that's just what I've heard. On Xbox, I'm sure you can do it just as easily, but I'm not too sure about that. PlayStation, let me know down in the comments because I don't have a PlayStation. The only intentional part of PvP that I can see here is rocket spams because that's not really a glitch. You can do that without doing a glitch necessarily. They then go on to say the economy in this game is like food going up in price tremendously. Back-to-back KOs and the endless amount of card dupes inflating GTA Online. Comparing the economy of GTA Online to food in real life is kind of crazy. I mean, I do get what they were saying though, know what I'm saying? Eggs went up drastically in price for a couple weeks and then went back down, but regardless, the economy in GTA Online is a bit crazy, but that's just how it is with time. Over time, things will have to become more expensive because things in the real world become more expensive. I mean, $100 in 2013 got you a lot more than it does today. So to compensate for that, Rockstar has to make things more money so people buy more shark cards. Here's the only part I don't really agree with. They say GTA Plus is still an issue. I don't think GTA Plus is that much of an issue. I think right now it is $5.99, so $6 USD. I'm not sure what it is in other currency. But that's not too bad of a deal, especially if you're a new player and you don't have much. You can request some of the best performance cars in the game. You do not get to keep them, but you get to use them temporarily, and you do get some nice bonuses that are pretty cool. This week, actually, I believe you get 4 times Arena War rewards if you have GTA Plus, which is crazy. That is a crazy deal. If people actually do that, you can get a lot of money in RP, rank up really fast. And overall, I think GTA Plus is a good deal if you are a new player. If you're an older player like me, or you just are a high level already, you have a lot of cash, you shouldn't get GTA Plus because honestly you don't need it. But for what it is, it's honestly not that bad. They then go on to say the controls randomly cut out for GTA only. This is a big problem that has been plaguing GTA Online for quite a bit. Randomly on console, I'm not sure if it's like this on PC, but on console at least, your controls will randomly cut out and the game will continue on, but you just cannot do any inputs. All inputs are not read at all. And the only way to fix this is to hard reset GTA Online, which is very annoying, especially if you're grinding. Because if you're grinding, you can leave the mission and still retain most of the product, but you do lose a good bit of it if you're doing a specific mission, and that is extremely annoying. They then go on to say the story last year compared to the year before was a step down, and finally, this broken game has been re-released 3 different times on 3 generations of consoles for the past 10 years. I'm not sure how that's really a negative thing. I mean, that's kind of with a lot of games, and at the end of the day, Rockstar, as much as they want to cater to us as people and as people that like the game and like poke at our nostalgia, they are a business at the end of the day. Their goal will always be to make money, and that is their top priority. So they will release it. There could be an Xbox Series Z or whatever the hell. They will release a new GTA Online if it makes them money, and they will, because people like me and other people will buy it. This next review is titled Good Single Player, Bad Multiplayer, and they then go on to say, I've been playing GTA Online since 2013 on the Xbox 360. After 8 years and over 2,600 hours, I cannot recommend the online portion of this game. I'm gonna stop there and say, overall, if you haven't played GTA Online in 2023, which those people do exist out there, I see it every day in story mode, in online, you see a lot of low levels. I will recommend the game, but I will say it is a little bit harsh on new players. There is a lot to do and a lot to unpack, and if you don't have a friend that has been playing GTA Online for at least a little bit to kind of guide you and help you, it can be a pretty hard task to take on, and you probably will have to make some friends in GTA Online to help you with heists and whatnot. And you should do that anyways, because all games are fun with friends. I mean, you could take the most boring game ever made, add friends to it, and it becomes fun. Like, you literally don't even have to play GTA Online for the content it has. You could just mess around and do whatever you want, and it'll be fun because your friends are the ones who make it fun, not the game. They then go on to say it has slowly become a toxic waste pool of lackluster copy-paste content. With the introduction of the expanded and enhanced, it only highlights more of the issues with Rockstar's business practices now. I'm not too sure what they mean by it's become a lackluster waste pool of copy-paste content. Like, I'm not too sure what that's about. I mean, I guess some updates can get repetitive, especially the adversary modes. A lot are very similar, but I'd say overall the updates they add are pretty unique for what they are. The only thing that gets repetitive is the main driving goal of GTA Online is to buy cars. And if you're not into that, then GTA Online will get repetitive and it will get boring. So don't play GTA Online if you don't like cars, I guess, or if you don't like spending your money on cars, because the only other thing you could spend money on is houses, and you can only spawn in them, and that's it. The main point of a house is to hold cars, which you are supposed to buy. So I mean, it's really kind of hard to say, but if you want to put it like that, I guess you can. Expanded and enhanced, highlighting Rockstar's business practice issues now. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that. Maybe it's just because that they're trying to say that Rockstar will do whatever they want to make money, and like previously stated, yes, they will. They are a business at the end of the day, and the main goal of a business is to make money. So I've already gone over that. Rewind if you skipped to this part or something. But they then go on to say very little graphical difference. I will say this right now. If you are coming from Xbox One or PlayStation 4 and you are upgrading to PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series XS, you will notice the difference. I cannot tell you enough. Get the new version and get the old version, play them side by side together. It is day and night. You can completely tell the graphical issues, and the graphical changes. Mostly it's a frame rate issue. The older consoles just run it very slow, like 60 FPS. The newer consoles are much better at running it at a higher FPS, and it is much more crisp on performance, at least. On the Xbox Series S, fidelity mode is like chopping your leg off or something. It is absolutely terrible. Don't play fidelity mode on Xbox Series S. I think it doesn't have enough performance to support fidelity mode. But if you're on Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, then go for it. But yeah, to say it has very little graphical difference is kind of a lie. Let's just be honest here. They then go on to say the only new content it came with are some cars exclusive to the current gen consoles. I assume they mean HSW cars. They were able to add HSW cars because, like I just said, the new consoles got a performance boost and they were able to support higher speeds. And that's why we have faster cars now. I don't know why PC hasn't gotten it yet, but that's a whole different video. Some cars exclusive to current gen consoles. Single player has been entirely abandoned since the Xbox One release, and that is kind of a bummer. Single player was a very potential filled part of GTA 5. To me, it's very unfortunate that single player didn't get any DLCs. They were supposed to get DLCs, but they got scrapped and kind of reworked into GTA Online DLCs. We've seen a couple of examples of it. You can look up videos if you like to. But yeah, there were single player DLCs, but they were reworked into GTA Online DLCs. And some are as recent as the ULP contact missions, which in theory were supposed to be Trevor's story missions in story mode. But yeah, there's been a lot of cases of that. It's very unfortunate that story mode didn't get it. Nothing has been added to single player since 2015, not to mention they purposely deleted your character from last gen versions when transferring to next gen. Honestly, that's not really a problem. Like, if you go on next gen, you shouldn't go back to last gen unless you have friends who go back on last gen, and in that case, just make another account. Like, it's not too big of a deal. It's really not a problem. Should have been a free upgrade. Rockstar is a business, their goal is to make money, etc, etc. Shouldn't have been free. Should be entirely cross-gen compatible. I'm not sure about that because HSW and the old consoles cannot coexist. There has to be one or the other, and they chose HSW because HSW has more money in it. A complete failure of what was once great. That is your opinion, and honestly, I don't disagree with it too much, but it's not a complete failure. I do still enjoy GTA Online quite a bit. This next review is titled Causes Depression and Possibly Cancer. You don't get rewarded for anything, so it's all just work. Somewhat I could agree with you. That's a whole different video. I could go on for 20 minutes if I wanted to. Takes hours to earn what shark cards get. Once again, Rockstar is a business. They will always make it easier for you to just pay instead of play. And they will make it easier for you to just pay your way out of a game. And all game companies do that. Honestly, it's not a new thing. Entire community are terrorists that kill you for existing. Awful experience, like having an abusive partner. I guess so. I'm not too sure what that's like, but obviously this reviewer knows what it's like because they put it here. This next review is titled Listen to Reviews. Definitely not worth the money just to be divided between last gen and new. That's your opinion, but in my opinion, yes, especially when it goes on sale for like $10. That's an absolute steal in my opinion. But they then go on to say graphics are hardly an improvement. I've already gave my opinion on that. Yes, they are an improvement. If you played last gen and new gen, you can tell the difference. And GTA Plus is just another cash grab. I already told you how I feel about that. GTA Plus is mainly for new players. Rockstar is another greedy franchise. I'm convinced EA and Rockstar are the same entity, and like EA, I'm not buying another Rockstar game. I will say EA is way more greedy than Rockstar easily. You can tell by just comparing side and side both of their games, but yeah, EA is just way more greedy in my opinion. The rest of this review is kind of just opinion related, and it's fine to have opinions. That's how game companies improve, but you can take your side. Me personally, I think this review is a bit harsh. The next review is titled Full of BS. It's boring, everything is repetitive, heists are rinse and repeat, cars are drip fed, and at this point it feels like they just add random stuff and say they updated. To be honest, it got boring once they started adding futuristic stuff. And I sadly do agree, once they started adding futuristic military type stuff, GTA Online got a little bit weird, and it went down the Fast and Furious route where the beginning was about becoming a criminal and making money and driving cars and, you know, doing all that. Once they got added the Doomsday Heist, honestly, it started to kind of go a little weird. I mean, it kind of made sense how we indirectly started working with the IAA to bring down Avon Hertz, but it's kind of just weird, and overall I'd say the update was kind of bad, honestly. And the trajectory it started for GTA Online, the direction it took it down, in my opinion, was not a good direction, and clearly this guy agrees. As for cars being drip fed, yeah, I mean, it's just how they retain customer value, honestly, and customer retention. Every week, if they were to release a new car, people would come back to the game and then maybe get bored of it. But if they release one car every month like they've been doing, then people are a lot more likely to come back once a month just to check out the car and then get off, but they have to buy the car to check it out. So I mean, point A, more money. It's business 101, and that's just how it is. Unfortunately, Rockstar wasn't always like this, but I mean, lately they become much more cash hungry, and they will continue to stay like that probably for years to come. The next review is titled "Removed Almost 200 Vehicles with Trash Updates." First off, this should be free. Secondly, Rockstar removed nearly 200 OG vehicles from the game with this trash update and left us with expensive hypercars. I'm not buying a lame shark card. And yes, I do agree that this was kind of stupid for Rockstar to do, and if their excuse was valid, I would maybe be a little bit more okay with it, but they claimed that all the vehicles they removed were lesser used vehicles, and they removed cars like the 811, which I still see every day driving around, people who owned it before. It was obviously a very popular vehicle. The other car, I forgot what it's called, the Comet. It's the slightly newer version of the Comet with slightly newer headlights and taillights. I saw that car all the time still, and that car was very good. And they also removed the OG Comet, which was used to make the Comet Retro, which is kind of an older Porsche. And I did like that car as well. I saw it all the time when I went to car meets. So their excuse of removing lesser used cars makes no sense to me. Honestly, it was a really stupid excuse. Whoever thought of that at the office should probably get fired, and HR should be on them ASAP. Them saying they left us with expensive hypercars is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, hypercars are cool to have as well as the older cars, of course, and I actually prefer the older cars, but hypercars are kind of a necessity in GTA Online. When you're driving around all the time running your businesses and whatnot, you don't want to drive around a slow old Japanese car. You want to drive around something fast and efficient, you know, so you get from point A to point B as quick as possible if you're not using the oppressor, which is highly unlikely because everyone uses the oppressor or the Raiju. But those are very expensive, even more expensive than hypercars. So that point I don't really get. And the last point they say is I'm not buying a lame shark card, which I do get. That is your money. You can do what you want with it. But I will tell you this, lots of people still buy shark cards. It's why GTA Online was chosen over Red Dead Redemption 2. In the end, GTA Online just makes more money. People never bought gold bars in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. As a game, I will say Red Dead Redemption 2 Online was probably a more polished, better game than GTA Online. And it's really sad that they did cut it off for GTA Online, but it is what it is. They couldn't support both of them. They chose to choose the cash cow, the game that gives them more money, and as a business I can respect that. But that is it, everyone. I think that is enough reviews for me today. If this video does well, maybe I'll do more, maybe I won't, because if a video does well, should you really follow it up with another video that is similar? Maybe. It depends on the type of video, I guess, but you guys must have to really like this video for me to do it. And hopefully you guys like this video in the first place. Thank you all for watching so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support I've had on my channel recently. It's been a real blessing. I truly appreciate you guys. I don't take any of this for granted, never. And I appreciate you guys who watch when the video goes public. I have some people who click on the first minute of the video when it goes up. That is crazy. Like, I can't even edit the tags to put like GTA Online, gaming. I can't put none of that. They click on the video first, and that is just crazy. Not everyone has to do that, but to the people that do, I especially appreciate you and everyone watching. Thank you all once again, and have a great day or night, and see you later.